Amara La Negra was performing, and she's like an Afrocentric, like Latina who's trying to get her name out there in the American market. Now, I've never heard of this girl before. I didn't hear about her until I found out she was gonna be on Love and Hip Hop Miami. You know, I've read stuff about her, and of course, like I said, I always look to the alley for a lot of shit, and I see that a lot of these people already like her, and they were kind of afraid for her to be on this show, and they don't want her to ruin what they think of her. Now, I don't think nothing of her because I don't know her, but she's beautiful and I like her look. And you know, like she was telling Veronica Vega, who I also never heard of until this show, but a lot of people says that she's a racist ass bitch. Now I need to look more up on her before I make my final decision on her. But we didn't see a lot of her on this damn show today, so I can't say much. But she was talking to Veronica Vega and some girl named Jess about crossing over, and she was like, you know, I'm Latina, but I also embrace my blackness even more. And she just wants to mix the two together. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't think that Latin people come in different shades. Like, when you look at a Latin person, the first person you might think of is maybe Jennifer Lopez or Selena or, you know, what is it? Cardi B. Or maybe even, you know, Jocelyn. You know, somebody like that. And to see someone like that and still want to represent her Afro side is a lot for me. Not in a bad way, but in a good way. So I want to see her make it and see what she's gonna bring to the American market. Now, do I listen to Latin music? I do not. More than likely, I won't ever listen to her music. But based on what she's trying to do and what she's trying to accomplish, I would love to see her win. So we'll see about that. So Mara meets up with this guy named Young Hollywood. I guess he's gonna be the fake ass Young Bird of the show because I never heard of him either. And she brings her mother along, and her mother is off the fucking chain. Okay, she is off the chain. She's one of, and Amara is one of them type of people that she be with her mama all the goddamn time. So wherever she go, her damn mama gonna go, and either you gonna take that shit or you gonna leave that shit. And Young Hollywood Slick wanna leave that shit, but he felt like she was weird as fuck. This woman thought he was Lil Wayne, all kinds of shit. Okay, that's what the fuck she thought. They want to talk about doing a little collaboration and all that. Later on in the show, she meets up with them again so they can discuss the what way she wants to go musically. Honestly, that's what she wants to talk about. And it goes like this. She wants to still remain who she is and still be able to come into the musical market. She wants to do the same music that she does, but keep the image, you know, the afro, you know, embracing her blackness while still being a Latina, which I think that's fresh, is new to the industry, and I think that she should do it. However, this motherfucker want to sit up here and say that she got to have a certain look. She needs to have some glam about herself. And, you know, she was like, what do you mean by that? And he said Beyonce. And she wouldn't be walking around with an afro or something like that. He feels like that afro isn't good for an image situation. I was like, are you serious? So she can't be glamorous with an afro. She can't be glamorous by, you know, embracing her blackness, her roots. She cannot be glamorous by doing it. That's kind of fucked up. But that goes to show you why a lot of these girls in the industry go to the lengths that they go to just to look like something else, because they feel like that's the only way they can pop, by looking like something else. I mean, look at K Michelle. She went and got all that ass when she already had ass, and she went to the extreme with it. And y'all know K is my fucking girl, okay? I jump a gate for K. But she went overboard with that ass. And now she's regretting it. And now I kind of felt something when I seen him say what he said to that girl, and she wasn't expecting that type of criticism. So I felt bad for her, and she just walked out of the damn, you know, production meeting and all of that stuff. And it's like, you telling me that my look ain't good enough? You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy, but a lot of us deal with that. You know, a lot of us feel like our image, our look is not good enough for what we're trying to do, because a lot of people may say that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So let's talk about Gunplay. That's somebody else I've never heard of before. Y'all got to educate me on these Miami folks. I've never heard of Gunplay. But when I first found out about Love and Hip Hop Miami, I seen everybody talking about him and how, you know, he was facing a life sentence. He's a rapper. He's been trying to get in it. He was in the game, but he never popped off. And, you know, he was basically talking about his stint in jail and how he almost went to jail for life. And he left Miami due to all the stuff that he was getting into. The drugs, the violence, the groupies, everything else. And his girlfriend Kiara, who's from she was from Chicago somewhere. I think that's what he said. But she is not here for him moving back to Miami. She don't want him to move back to Miami just because of everything that he got into while he was down there. And the fact that he's automatically likable to me because of his struggle, and he's automatically interesting to me because of his struggle. So now I want to see him and I'm always rooting for an underdog because I've always been an underdog. Always. So I'm always going to root for an underdog, and I want to see him soar and get to where he needs to be in his career. I never knew him, but I see a lot of people do know him. So I want to see him move the fuck up in his career and see where he's going to go with it. You know what I mean? So he meets with Trick Daddy about doing some music. You know what I'm saying? And you know, honestly, Trick Daddy looked like a whole damn shit turd. He looked like a full bowel movement, okay? Don't get mad with me because I said that, because I love me some Trick Daddy. Now, I am from the South, so I know some Trick Daddy. I actually got the Thug Holiday album. Hell, I love me some Trick Daddy now. I know a lot of his songs. Okay, what's up? Shut up. Okay, what's the other one that I like? I don't know what this world's gonna end, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me. Maybe cause I'm a thug all day, every day. Maybe cause I'm a thug. Wouldn't change it for the world, cause I'm a thug. That's right, you heard. Maybe cause I'm a thug. Oh yeah, check it out. Or that Take It to the House song. I love that song. My band used to play that. The Now Nigga song was the shit. He had a lot of hits, okay? Like I said, I'm from the South, so I know a lot about Trick Daddy and Trina, most importantly. But they want to do some music together, and like, you know, Trick Daddy is all for it. You know, he feel like he tired of the West and the North taking what they doing down here in the South and making it their own swag, and he feel like Miami need to take their swag back. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, being from the South, I hate to see how people try to downplay us like the South ain't got no motherfucking talent when a lot of folks been biting off of us for a long fucking time now. So I was here for Trick Daddy in that statement, to be honest. So Gunplay and Kiara, they, you know, she was saying how she loved the shit, you know, the scenery of Miami and everything else about Miami, but the other shit that be going in Miami, she ain't got time for it, you know what I'm saying? But she's gonna be there with him to support him. Now, he was talking about working with some female artists, and she wanted to know who. He said Tip Drill. She said, who was Tip Drill? He said Miami Tip. Obviously, he used to fuck her back in the day. But he said that he's a changed man and he's moved on to bigger and better things, and he's in love with Kiara, and that's where he want to stay. Now, let me say two things about Kiara. Her story is touching to the heart because she got shot 3 times, and that must be a real bitch, and she built for it tough to go through some shit like that. Like, bitch, you got shot 3 motherfucking times and you still here, girl, you a blessing. But another thing that I noticed was her ass. Her ass sat down before she had a chance to sit down. Her ass bigger than Kate Michelle ass. Her ass bigger than T.S. Madison's ass, okay? She got a huge ass, okay? Girl, I'm telling you. So, but he promised to keep his dick in his pants. And she said he better for her sake. He better for his sake. And I believe it. I believe Kiara, that type of bitch that's gonna go crazy. I kind of like her already. So, Bucky, Francine, DW, she's back on the scene. And she's over all the heartbreak with Lil Scrappy. And she back on the scene. And now she's left Atlanta. She done lost some weight. She done got some spiritual refuge and spiritual peace. And she's back on the scene. And now she's moving down here to the MIA to 305 to be with her man, Pleasure P. I love Pleasure P. I got his very first solo album. I did you wrong. You did me wrong. I take you back. Boyfriend number 2. What's the other one? Under. And he got nominated for a Grammy for that. So yeah. He has made some big moves in his solo career. But she back down here for him. And he says that he's trying to get back together with Pretty Ricky. Shay ain't here for him being back with Pretty Ricky because of everything that they went through as far as the stuff that they put out there about him, how they ruined his image about the child molestation charges and all that shit. She don't like that. So, you know what I'm saying? He meets up with Pretty Ricky, they reunite, and they go at it about past issues and talk about who did what work and who did who. And first of all, Pretty Ricky done ate way too much Dairy Queen. They done got chunky as Campbell soup, okay? They one can of soup away from being chunky the same way candy is, okay? But it is what it is. They argue about that shit, but they end up getting back to what it's really about, and it's about giving the fans back what the fuck they wanted. Y'all can stunt on Pretty Ricky all you want to, but they gave us a lot of hits. I got both their albums, okay? They gave us hits. Don't try to stunt. So they perform, and Shay is there to support Pleasure. Pleasure didn't even know her ass was coming, because she was the main one saying that she don't support him being back in the group. However, she comes in there with a negative ass attitude, getting shit going. Bitch, why are you coming for them talking about, I see this group back together, but it ain't always been all good and blah, 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 blah. And that's when Baby Blue went in on her ass. Now, honestly, I'm never here for a man calling a woman a bitch and all of that stuff. But she asked for it because she came in there on some fuckboy shit. Like Pleasure P is much more important than anybody else. What the fuck has Pleasure P been doing for the last 9 years? The last time he had a hit was when my sister graduated high school, and that was 2009. When he came out with Boyfriend Number 2 and Under. So what the fuck you talking about, bitch? And now you mad because I do think that Pleasure should have intervened, but bitch, you asked for it. Don't do the most, bitch. You asked for it. I see you working hard for that little check you got, bitch. You doing too much, and you still look like Francine and DW after all these motherfucking years, bitch. Stay in your lane. So then we introduced to Bobby Lytes. Never heard of him either, but I hear that he's a gay rapper in the MIA, and I feel like, and I wasn't too sure about his personality based on little videos that I've seen, but he won me over, honestly, because I feel like he's misunderstood, because I'm misunderstood. He's an underdog like I'm a fucking underdog, so I understand. He comes over there to Trina's party, he tried to get to the back, after Trina done performed and everything with Trick Daddy. He ain't on the guest list. So he says that he's Trina's first cousin. She don't support his career. He come back there and she wants to act like, you know what I'm saying, like he's the worst person in the world. His whole her assistant rolling his eyes at him. All fucking disrespect. All these girls gave him the fever when he walked in, honestly. And I'm like, Trina, really? I don't like her position already. And I already knew I wasn't gonna like it when I saw her interviews. She act like she's so much above it. And she needs to stop acting above and acting so grand. I don't like that position that she got, because the way she treats him is fucked up. And I don't like that. I honestly don't. And why isn't she supporting him? And honestly, why did he feel like he needs her support anyway? I love Trina. She's had a moderately successful career, but she's nobody to ask for no help from, honestly. She ain't won no award. She ain't never had no platinum album. Who the fuck is she? But I like Trina, you know what I'm saying? But I don't like how she treats him. And even after the fact, when he talked to Miami Tip, she said she was going to a business meeting with Trina, and they go to the meeting. As soon as they get there, Trina already acting like she ain't happy to see him. But then Alvin goes in on him, talking to him all kinds of sideways, and you think that he's supposed to take that? So, even though it was a bit overboard, Bobby took a glass and hurled it at his ass. And honestly, I don't really blame him, because Alvin was giving him the fever, calling him a bum, calling him a bitch, saying all this bullshit to him. But yet, you only want to hold Bobby accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, you're already not supporting him, but he trying so hard to support you and be in your corner, but you can't even be in his against your own fucking assistants. Family comes first at the end of the day, and I know sometimes you got to dig up in family ass, but in this instance, Bobby did not start that. And from the 2 scenes that I've seen Bobby in with you, your assistant is the main one giving him the fever. Your assistant is the one that don't fucking like him. Your assistant is the one that's being disrespectful. Your minions are fucking with him, and I don't like that. But that's my review on Love and Hip Hop Miami. Make sure you like, rate, subscribe, and comment. All my social media is at the bottom. And leave your thoughts below. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.